Hey friends, Michelle here from Sensate Soul and the Soul Translator, coming to you from a really cute little Airbnb tiny house that I'm staying in back in the States. So if you're on my channel or if we're following each other or paying attention to each other, you may know that I was on a world trip with my son that was 2 years in the making. We were in Ireland. Started in New Zealand, then we went to Ireland, and then when we were in Ireland, you know, the proverbial unfortunate, very sad and very concerning world SHIT hit the fan with the coronavirus. And also I had a family situation to help my son through. So anyway, we are back in the States. And I'm just sitting here in this really sweet little spot this morning looking at the rising sun through the bamboo. Just took a little walk and said hello to the rabbits and chickens in this beautiful little green space retreats area that I'm at in this little tiny house, which I love. I'm so excited to build one. Actually, I have the dream of building many and having some land and offering sustainable living for a community. But anyway, back on the track here. I just wanted to pop in here really and encourage you to really up your self-care. And if you haven't developed much of a self-care practice, this is a really crucial and ideal time to start taking the time and pay attention to yourself. Self-care it's so many different things for many of us. And it doesn't necessarily just need to be, rest and eating well and all of that, which are some real prime basics that we all need, whether we're, highly sensitive beings or not. But right now, us empaths, us HSPs, those of us who are highly sensitive in our nature, naturally, we are feeling it right now. We are really... I know I am, and it is a daily mindfulness practice and energyfulness practice to pay attention of where my thoughts are going, where my mind is going, where am I getting into fear, am I going into, the doomsday kind of, more primitive response to really what can sound like, and for some probably really does actually feel like, a real kind of world turned upside down and fear of loss of things that are, that they hold sacred and that are important to them, including people who have lost people. And I also want to say that this is a really important time to also make a point of finding information that is contrary to all of the social media doomsday and fear that is being shared. Make a point to do that. I have a couple things on the Soul Translator on Facebook, and then also, on my personal feed where, it was like I found things that were contrary to a lot of the fear-based predictions that, I'll give one for example that, and this is old stats, but as old as in a couple days ago, that, there's like, 154 cases known. There were like there have been, unfortunately, like around 5,800 deaths. There are roughly around 5,700, and this is globally, 5,700 people who are considered in serious condition, and then there are over 76,000 recovered cases. So, it's not that we're going to put rose glasses on, because that's, not to the fault and not, paying attention to the real stuff that's going on, which means the same thing with your feelings. Let's not gloss this over with, let's just put our rose-colored glasses on and, go into the light and believe everything is going to be all right, because this is a time that where many of us are being asked to revalue and review and take care of ourselves and get back to the basics. So again, going back to that self-care, especially as an HSP or empath, it's really important that you are feeding yourself, nurturing yourself, mind, body, and spirit, all the different ways that you find your anchor, that you release energy. It's free to go take a walk. And just don't talk to other people and keep the social distancing. But like this morning I went out and it was just a little bit of comic relief, because I was walking on the property here and I found this little woodpecker that was on a tree way up, and it was banging on, there was a power line, which thank goodness it was covered, but it was banging on this power line, making a huge noise. And it just delighted me. It was just like, oh my God, look at that little guy. It's just waking up the whole forest and saying, here I am, here I am. Using the loudest thing it possibly could to be heard and its presence known. So it just tickled my heart to see that funny little woodpecker doing that. So getting out in nature is so important. I just wanted to add this video here because I want you to take care of yourself. And as an HSP and empath, we're really feeling so much of the panic and the fear, because both of those energies are very contagious in the sense of their frequency, and they are something that I'm not going to say unfortunately, because it's part of our survival and care of others, is because we can feel and sense those things so strongly in ourselves and others. And that's one of the ways we show up and help others, is to, help them through that intensity of the fear and the chaos and any sort of extreme energy of disconnection. We're sensitive to that, and we're sensitive to ourselves, to it in ourselves and to others. So it's a beautiful way that we can support ourselves and others to be more in our centers, in our hearts, in our bodies. So that is a gift that you have for yourself. So please, and for others, but please do remember during this really frickin' crazy time to give it to yourself and find those ways to be with what's going on, and as well to help release it. And like I said, it's not always just sleep and eat. It can be dance. It can be something creative, doing some painting. It can be singing. I love singing as a great way to just move energy through the throat chakra and out of the heart and out of the head too. And even if it's scatting, I do that sometimes, just kind of letting it rip. I sound ridiculous, but it feels really good. So, we will adjust, we must, and there are many different ways to take care of yourself. And as an HSP and empath, it's really, really crucial now that you take extra attention to do so, because you're going to be feeling everything, and you probably are, that what's going on, and it's not yours to carry, it's not yours to hold. And just take really good care of yourself. If any time in the world there is a time to be lovingly, kindly showing up for yourself and others, and not buying into the chaos and the fear and the panic, it is right now, because those energies, the fear, the chaos, and the panic will, and this is proven, with your immune system, with our human immune systems, it will compromise you. And as a sensitive, if you allow that to happen too much, you're going to be compromised even more because you're so sensitive, because you feel those energies so much more. So please do all the beautiful things that you need to do to take care of yourself, and get really selfish with that, even more so now than ever before. And trust, do what you can to open your heart. This morning I had this beautiful, in meditation, I had this beautiful image of spirals of energy, of white and pink and gold light that were spiraling out of my front heart center, and then spiraling back out of my back of my heart center. And just like this, two-sided funnel beacon of energy just moving through, and really bringing the focal point into the heart energy, into the center of my being and body, and where my soul is knowing that everything is okay and everything will be okay. And this is not easy, and we'll get through this. Human beings, we are so resilient, and I believe in resiliency, and it's also one of the things I teach and work with. And right now, this is something that is so crucial, that you become energetically and emotionally resilient in these times. And you do that by taking care of yourself first, and then extending your loving kindness to others when you really are feeling that you can. And of course, obviously, a social distancing way at this time. And sometimes that social distancing might mean, like I did in my meditation, where you just send that energy out to others, and believe that it's going to be lightening the load and lifting the vibe, as everyone says, but also helping other people ground into their heart and into their peace. That we don't have to freak out. And even if things feel pretty damn freaky right now. So anyway, wanted to bring this little video here onto my channel, and so much love to you, and stay strong, stay sensitive, and celebrate you and connect to you, and so much love to you.